In this video, I want to cover several things. We have the 5% quarterly categories on the Chase Freedom and Freedom Flex to tell you about. We have crazy news that a certain credit card that earned points on mortgage payments just shut down out of the blue. We have a high welcome bonus on the Chase Freedom Unlimited and a new credit card that earns 5% on grocery spending, which could be really useful for some people. Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. My name is Ben Hedges, aka the Credit Shifu, and on this channel I cover US credit cards, personal finance, and luxury travel. If you like the sound of that, please subscribe, but let's get into it. And this video is brought to you by Silo, but more on that later. So let's look at the Chase Freedom quarterly categories first. Now, on the Chase Freedom cards, which are the Freedom and the newer Freedom Flex, they offer 5% cashback on $1,500 in spending in certain categories that change each quarter. The categories for the last quarter of 2025, so right now, the one we're still in, okay, are Old Navy, Chase Travel, department stores, and just for December, we have PayPal. So if you haven't maxed out those categories yet, you still have a couple of weeks to do it, all right? Don't forget, you can get up to $75 or 7,500 points back on that $1,500 in spending. All right, let's now look at the new categories for January to March, so that's the first quarter of 2026. They are Norwegian Cruise Line, Dining, and the American Heart Association. Now, I think myself and everyone else watching this video will share the exact same thought, that only one of these categories is actually useful. And obviously, that's the American Heart Association. I can now earn 5% back on my heart transplant. Oh, what? That's not the service they provide? Okay, so it's on donations to the American Heart Association that you earn 5% back, which is good for someone who donates. I mean, I guess you get a tax deduction and now you earn 5% and you're doing something meaningful. But no, I mean, the American Heart Association and Norwegian Cruise Line, these are too niche, too specific to be widely beneficial. But that middle category, all right, dining, that is really useful. And if you use it right, you can actually earn 10 points per dollar back. Remember, Chase Cashback can be transferred to the Sapphire or Ink cards where it becomes points and it takes on more value. So how do we get 10 points per dollar? Well, the Freedom Flex offers 3% cashback or 3 points per dollar on dining normally, okay, under normal circumstances. That is considered the base points that you earn. Then the way that the 5X categories work is they add 4 points per dollar on top of those base points. So we now get up to either 7% or 7 points per dollar, whichever way you redeem it. And that's what you're going to get on dining on the Freedom Flex, okay? Maybe not on the Freedom. I think the standard Freedom is just still 1 point per dollar on dining. Have to check that, but certainly on the Freedom Flex, that's what you'll get. But then if you sign up for the Built Dining program, which gives you at least 3 points per dollar back on spending at their restaurants, that takes you up to 10 points per dollar, okay? 7 Chase points and 3 Built points. And Chase and Built have many of the same transfer partners anyway, like British Airways and Hyatt Hotels. So you can pool the points in the same program. I'll put a link to the Built Dining program in the description down below. It's such a no-brainer. It's free to sign up and link a card. So I'd link the Chase Freedom Flex so you can earn 10 points per dollar when this hits in January. And also though, for now, you could link also whatever dining card you're using, all right? The Amex Gold, the Citi Custom Cash, those are 2 favorites. And that means you can start earning points now before January. And their program really features a lot of restaurants to choose from. Link is down below. So if you are a Freedom or Freedom Flex member, you can activate those categories now in your online account. All right, let's move on to the second story of the day. A popular credit card is shutting down. But first, earning business class tickets just got a whole lot easier. If you want to earn millions of points, you need to keep listening.
How much did you have?
45 million?
You probably could go on a trip.
Yeah, no, I definitely can.
Silo Markets is the easiest way now to earn points. If Built made rent earn points, then Silo makes your investment portfolio earn points. Hands-off, automatic, and often worth far more than any traditional rewards program. Silo works like any brokerage, supporting stocks, bonds, and ETFs. For every dollar you invest, you earn 1 point per year, and you can simply transfer your existing portfolio to start earning immediately. You can have up to 4 accounts, think regular brokerage account, IRA, etc., with a limit of 500,000 points per year on each account. So at the high end, you could earn up to 2 million points per year. And right now, Silo has extended its limited time 300,000 point launch bonus, which is worth at least $3,000. So by just transferring your existing portfolio, you can earn up to 800,000 points on one account in your first year. Silo points redeem for 1 cent per point today, so that would be equivalent to $8,000. But Silo's team is working hard on adding major transfer partners like Hilton, American Airlines, and Delta by the end of next year. This will make your points go much further. Now, what about security, you may ask? Well, Silo is in partnership with IBKR, which holds custody of all assets. This ensures your assets stay safe with $5 million in FDIC insurance and $500,000 in SIPC coverage. Silo is the simplest, most effortless way to earn a massive amount of points by investing exactly like you already do. They've extended their 300,000 point bonus, and it's only available this month. Sign up today to lock that in and start earning points on your investments. So a friend of mine who is really into credit card rewards sent me this photo a few days ago. It states that effective December 12th, all Mesa accounts are closed and cards will stop working. So this is kind of shocking since a lot of people really liked this card, all right, this credit card, the Mesa credit card for homeowners. It allowed you to earn up to 100,000 points per year on your mortgage payments. It was one of very few, and by very few, I mean like 1 or maybe 2 options that let you earn points on mortgage payments. There were also $600 worth of statement credits for various things, and this was all without an annual fee. So it's kind of one of those unicorn cards that feels too good to be true.
This is where your ice cream comes from. The creamy poop of a mystic unicorn.
And I guess it was, all right, because it just shut down. But what was the actual reason, okay? Was the card not profitable? Well, in the FAQ section of their website, they now say this: Mesa has made a business decision to close the Mesa Homeowners Card program entirely. This is a program-wide decision and is not a reflection of your individual credit status or payment history. Now, I'm guessing that they weren't profitable on this card, and then you combine that with the fact that Bilt is ramping up to launch the Bilt 2.0 card next year that will allow you to earn points on both rent and mortgages, all right, starting in February. Maybe they were already wavering, and then Bilt announces their new cards, and that was like the final nail in the coffin, okay, and Mesa saw applications slow down massively as everyone decided to wait for the Bilt card instead of getting the Mesa card. People on Reddit are also talking about how this isn't really surprising that this card shut down. I'm shocked that the card gave out up to 100,000 points a year based on spend that didn't even happen on the card. It's not sustainable. Bilt 2.0, the mortgage holders are ready for you. And then this person adds in, and all the free perks like Costco membership and money to Lowe's. Now, what they meant by spend that didn't even happen on the card was the unique way that Mesa gave you points on your mortgage payment. You didn't actually pay the mortgage with the card, but if you signed up for the card, they would then link to your bank, and when they see your mortgage payment go through, they would issue points based on that. And then you'd also get points on spending on the card and all the credits, etc. And that was what that other person was talking about with the Costco membership and the Lowe's credits. Those were part of the $600 worth of credits that you would get every year on this no annual fee card. So yeah, not sustainable. I will be waiting for the Bilt 2.0 cards though. Actually, people do even argue that Bilt is unsustainable too. Look at what this person says. Exactly. I mean, Bilt has already been dropped once. Okay, they were dropped by Wells Fargo. This space just seems wholly unsustainable for anyone, especially with venture capital behind it all. There is a reason no big bank wants to touch this. All right, let's now talk about the new high bonus on the Freedom Unlimited card. So the Freedom Unlimited is Chase's non-category card. It earns 1.5% or 1.5 points per dollar on everything. Chad and his best friend Alejandro and Alejandro's dog really like it. Wait, aren't those the same 2 stock photo actors from the Freedom Flex page? Yeah, they are. I guess they have both cards. Anyway, the Freedom Unlimited is currently offering a limited time bonus offer of $300 in cashback, which is also 30,000 points, for spending $500 in your first 3 months. This is a generous offer for such a low spend requirement. Normally we would only see $200 or maybe $250 for $500 in spend. So if you want to get this card, now is a great time, and it works great with the Freedom Flex and maybe the Sapphire or Ink card to make up a Chase trifecta. Not sure when this offer ends, so get it while you can. All right, now for our final story. A new credit card that offers 5% on all of your grocery spend. So SoFi just came out with this new SoFi Smart Card. They call it their best all-in-one account. This card earns unlimited 5% back at grocery stores. Now, this could get you 5% on a lot more than just your grocery spending, since you could potentially buy a gift card from a grocery store for another merchant, all right? Say a restaurant that you want to go and dine at, or a hardware store, or wherever you want to spend money. You could buy it from a grocery store along with all your other groceries and potentially get 5% back on that. There's nothing in the terms and conditions that says you can't buy gift cards, okay? So this could be really useful. There are only 2 caveats with this card. The first is that you have to be a SoFi Plus member, which costs $10 per month, and that's $120 per year. So that effectively gives this card an annual fee if you were just becoming a SoFi Plus member for this card. But if you want SoFi Plus anyway, it could be useful. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But the other caveat is that the card seems to not earn any rewards on any other categories, all right? It's just unlimited 5% back on grocery, and that's it. Nothing on just regular spend. And that's super weird, right? Most cards are like 5% on these categories or 3% on the categories, then 1% or 1x points on everything else. But this is not. It's just nothing. But anyway, let's go back to talking about SoFi Plus, because SoFi Plus does get you a load of other benefits that could offset that monthly fee. So you get a 2% IRA match, which could be a few $100s a year. You get higher APY on your savings, etc. So this could be an interesting product and beneficial for some people. I'm just giving you guys the first look. It's probably a no-brainer, to be honest, if you're already a SoFi Plus member. But if you're not, I would recommend going in, having a look at the benefits and seeing if it makes sense for you. All right, guys, that is the video for today. A big thank you to Silo for sponsoring. Check out their website below. If you're into investing, you could really earn a load of points on your portfolio balance, and that offer is ending really soon, okay? It was going to be the 15th. I think they've extended it to the 30th just for my viewers, but you still only have 2 weeks to get it, so get it while you can. All right, guys, please subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.